Happy birthday to Uncle. Happy birthday to you. I 1, I 2, I 3, I 4, I 5.
He's 40.
Now this is 40.
Happy birthday! Hey Ben, we just wanted to send over a little something for your 40th birthday. We know you got a big trip planned for with the family and your mom and dad. But we just wanted to contribute and let you know we were thinking of you and yeah. Did you guys want to say anything to Uncle Ben?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Henry, what do you want to say?
Are you going to get a big dinosaur toy or a small one?
Okay. How about you, Ned?
Happy birthday. I hope you like your present.
Olive, did you want to say anything? Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to start off. I'm going to say a few memories of you that I have and a few things that I've written down a few things, and then Lonnie has a few things to say, and the kids had a few things they wanted to say, and then you've got some old friends who also wanted to send along their love. I remember sharing a room with you, Ben, growing up in Adelaide, where I slept on the bottom bunk and you slept on the top. I would devise gymnastics routines using the wooden corner posts or have nightmares about being buried under piles of apples or laundry. You would whisper basketball commentary games in your sleep, like this. All night. We had some pretty epic fights in that year or two, which pretty much set the tone for our adult arguments. I would steadily reach boiling point and go bananas, while you got calmer and more precise with your points, which just made me go more berserk. Needless to say, we did get better at resolving things as we matured, and I do remember really appreciating some chats we had in later years where you were more vulnerable and I was less indulgent. I enjoyed you letting me see the side of you that was softer and more insecure, and that was actually quite easy to identify with and relate to. I remember in Adelaide learning to kick the footy with you and Dad on the prickly abandoned corner lot down just past on Norotaki Road down at the corner, and helping you fold newspapers for your paper run. We teased you pretty hard out about your girlfriend Holly, but I did actually think it was pretty cool when you brought your friends home from school sometimes. There was a guy you brought home and it was raining and we all got to come in and Mum made us hot chocolate one time, and I remember, I don't know who that was, but it was pretty fun. We had heaps of fun on the trampoline, flooding it with water and sliding around the edges like race cars. And I also remember running through a pine forest behind you as you learnt to ride your bike, I think. But that was maybe in Melbourne. You were really smart already, but I remember you having this determination to teach yourself any skill you wanted to have. Like basketball, for example. You had no prior skills, you didn't used to play with Dad, we never even had a basketball, but that was something you decided you were going to be amazing at. So out of nowhere, you just started spending heaps of time in our front courtyard, sometimes without a ball, just jumping up and down, pretending to do jump shots, bounce. Then when you did have a ball, bouncing against the wall over and over and again, and putting it between your legs, and just really isolated random movements that looked pretty crazy. But then after a while, they just later meshed together into an awesome basketball player with some pretty solid skills. Although I have to say, you're pretty obnoxious with some of your basketball tricks, making sure we never got the ball from you. I know we usually joke about the day you refused to recite Beauty and the Beast with me and Em on that car trip, but I think it was actually really sweet that prior to that you did participate for many, many car trips in our Disney recitals, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, not to mention all the games of Spotto and those alphabet list challenges. You were always given the treats from the front seat, and I trust that you always distributed them fairly. I don't remember as much from our high school years in Sydney, except maybe you tinkering with computers quite a lot and watching Red Dwarf episodes after school with Ross, and table tennis. I do remember table tennis games in the garage, and I mainly remember them because I always used to win, because I was faster than you, and I would like go left and right, and you'd be running and running until you finally couldn't reach it. But then you realised that you just had to step closer to the table, and then my winning spree was over, and then you learned how to do spin, and then I had no chance. So it was fun having you visit us in Harare and hearing all about Lisa, or maybe that was the second trip where you and me both surprised Dad by coming back to Zimbabwe for his birthday. That was really fun too, seeing him so gobsmacked when we walked out onto his back patio with a beer and a bowl of peanuts. That was pretty fun. When I moved to Sydney, I appreciated you giving me a soft landing. You really helped me out with uni applications and all kinds of forms. I think you even helped, I feel like you even helped me choose my timetable, like all the little stuff, I think you just chose my classes for me and told me what was available and all kinds of small stuff that now I'm actually a teacher, or was. I realized how much admin you did for me there so that I could just rock up in a country and start attending a school. So that was pretty great. It did help me settle in, and that's good because I think it wasn't very long afterwards that you moved and I was throwing a South Park farewell party for you as you went off to Canada. You welcomed me later to Canada and you took good care of me then as well. You introduced me to the community and to the local scenery before I arrived, so I'd be prepared. And it was really fun living with you before your wedding. That was pretty good, although I wasn't super keen on Mum's doting advice for me to humbly serve you by cooking all your meals and picking up the cleaning load. That's not really what my plan was in moving to Canada, so but I did make you muffins, I'm pretty sure, and I'm sure I was pretty helpful in general. I was lucky to be able to take Lisa's spot in her old rental, and then that you guys had me stay for a couple of months before I moved back to Australia. I remember us clashing a fair bit in that time, that whole year that I was in Canada, as we tend to do, but I also feel like we did work through a lot and I felt closer to you for all that, for sure. I felt like that was a really important year for us to get to know each other and actually build quite a relationship. Still lots of growing up to do. I had still, oh yeah, and I was selfish and unaware, lots of growing up to do, so we can chalk some of it up as that. I was sweeping the floor in my Adelaide house when you called to say that Lise was pregnant, and I remember squealing and running on the spot from excitement. I loved watching those little videos that you sent of Sam eating his cereal or learning how to say achoo, or laughing when Lisa said achoo and stuff like that, and tapping his fingers while Lisa got him ready in front of the door. I just thought they were adorable, and I used to watch them over and over again while I was getting ready for uni or work, I think. And then it was really fun meeting your little mini-me when you guys came for our wedding. Sam was really cute, he was really you, and he was so into the sheepskin on top of my Ugg boots. We had heaps of fun visiting you in Toronto when you had Sam and Jake, and I think it's that trip and the most recent one where you guys came here in 2016 for Christmas. I feel like it's those two trips that have actually given me my most enduring impression of you, and that is who you really are as a dad. You really love your kids and you're a great dad. I love seeing the way you throw yourself into activities or projects that each of your kid loves, and having one-on-one time with them to build a train or make a video, play a game. They must really love that with you, and I think it shows how soft-hearted you are and how much you want to give. I love that your two birthday wishes were the two we heard about. I love that those two wishes were to do something with Dad and something with Sam. Not that those two people are singled out in your life, but I just think it does show how you love to share the things that you enjoy with other people. Anyway, that's it from me. I really love you heaps, Ben. I wish we could be there to help you celebrate. I'm glad that Emma's there with Heath, so that you're all together. And have a great day. We hope you enjoy a glass of whiskey and his lawn with some of his memories.
Hey Ben, just wanted to share my memories of you. We've had quite a bit to do with each other over the years, mainly to do because I'm married to your sister, obviously, and going back to when you were living with Eric, Jay, and Ben, I looked up to you guys like so much, and while I didn't necessarily know you too well at that point, I did always enjoy the times when I did get a chance to see and hang out with you, either when I visited and stayed with Eric, or we see each other at men's retreats or family retreats and whatnot. And I think too, dating Lisa, who's obviously was very close to, just felt like I had a bit more of a close relationship with you, whether or not we spent time together. And I think moving in, obviously, fresh 17-year-old into the house with you, Darren and Eric, it was definitely a year that was a lot of fun for me, getting my first taste and moving out. I have a lot of good memories, funny memories, frustrating memories. But the age that we're at now, and the fact that the relationship we have now, we can't look back on those times and laugh a bit. I think with some of the things that you're going to hear from some people later in this video or whatnot, is one thing I remember is your competitiveness, particularly in sport. And I think maybe, I don't know if that's why we clashed a little bit, because I definitely have that big drive, but as well, I every chance I got to try and got to play basketball with you, ping pong, anything sport related. I actually, while it got a little bit competitive, and we could butt heads, I definitely relished and really enjoyed those times, because it's always fun to play against somebody who's better than you, or who's or I may have thought was equal. It was fun. And I think in particular, if we be playing basketball and I get a dribble or I get a shot on you, I didn't often want to rub it in, because you were quite really competitive and could get a bit heavy on yourself. But it definitely, I would definitely have those kind of like yes moments in the back of my mind, just because you're really good, and I really just enjoyed that. I think too, thinking about one of the biggest memories that we had living is our ping pong matches, and not necessarily because they were pretty epic and they were really enjoyable, but just mainly because that was the funny thing about that, is that usually that was the only place where we'd actually have heart-to-heart chats. Being young guys typically isn't our natural inkling to kind of just sit down and say, oh, so what's God telling you about yourself at the moment, or what are you seeing with Lisa or whatnot. So the ping pong matches, they definitely brought that out in us, and it was enjoyable, and I always enjoyed those times too. And I think too, just when we would just have that time, I feel like I got to know you a lot more too. Just I think the relaxedness of playing ping pong, or just not having any other distractions. It was I really enjoyed that. And a couple other memories that come to mind when living with you was with one really fun memory was when you and Eric decided to take Darren and I out for our birthday, and you blindfolded us and put us in the car, and I had no idea what was going to happen. And I remember you guys, I felt like I was really good with knowing streets and directory and all that kind of stuff. To get around that for Darren and I, you took us well into a lot of different areas to try and get our minds off of knowing where we were going, and we ended up in Hull, I think it was, at a go-kart place, which was really fun. So being a young guy, fresh, like I said, at home, I definitely learned a lot from you. I definitely enjoyed my times. Our Sunday afternoons after church, where it was just us guys watching the Raptors, having a Rickards Red, and our toasties and pea and ham soup. Those were always great fun. I really enjoyed getting to know your family when they came to visit. At that time, obviously, I didn't have, my interest in Megan wasn't there, but looking back on it, it's not often you get an opportunity to meet, have the whole family of, particularly in Hawaii, because we're so spread out. And I really enjoyed just meeting your mom and dad and your sisters. I really enjoyed that time, and then when Megan and I started dating, we then obviously had a bit more to do with you, and I think because Megan and I, we were so focused on our relationship, while we hung out, we didn't have we didn't have a lot to do with you, but I know the times that we did, I really enjoyed, like when we all went camping to a lower gorge, and you guys came along as well. We were the young ones, and you guys were a bit further ahead in the sense of where your courtship was and age wise, but whenever you and Lisa would join in or be a part of the stuff that we were doing as young ones, it was always a lot of fun, and you guys gave yourself a lot, and really were there for us as well. And I think another memory I really enjoyed during that time before we moved to Australia was when we had Thanksgiving at your house. Luke was there, and Darren, and I think Darren and Ari. I think that was kind of like the first time where I started to think, like I'm potentially on my way to being part of a bigger family. When you start dating, your focus is so much on your girlfriend or whatnot, and it was nice just to be able to have those opportunities where we could just hang out with you guys, even if it was just for an afternoon or something like that. So yeah, and then when you guys got engaged and you asked me to be your DJ of your wedding, actually that was pre. I think that was when we got engaged and you guys got engaged. You asked me to be your DJ. I think that was just right around the time that Megan moved over, and I was starting to get interested in her, and so I could kind of work my way to work the playlist to then ask her to dance. That was kind of fun. And yeah, definitely. I think your wedding definitely was the spark of our relationship. Yeah, so after we moved to Australia, I think the next time I saw you was at our wedding. And again, I really loved having you there. Although I had 4 years already in Adelaide in Australia, I loved having you guys there. Particularly at you at my Bucks night, Ben, and all the razzing and the making fun of me and making me feel embarrassed about a lot of stuff. It was cool having you there and being a part of that, and and to just all what you did for our wedding. And it's at times it's easy to, when you look back at your wedding, you're so focused on what's going on, you don't realize how who's helping out and who's doing what. And I believe you drove one of our cars, and just having you and Lisa, and it was cool having Sam there too, the young little guy. And I know Megan really loved her time, in the lead up to the wedding in that house that you guys had. So yeah, it was fun. And then I think then a few years later after that, we visited you guys in Toronto, and it was great too, being able to actually see you guys in your house, because that was the first time we had seen you in your house. Jake was just born. I had a lot of fun when we went skiing. And then after that, you guys moved back to Australia, and there was only a couple of years there where we had, I think it was two years before we moved, and I think we visited you once at your place in Cherrybrook before you bought your big place. And but then I really loved the time as we were leaving at Copacabana, and you guys, beginning to be there for meet Ned. And I think you guys came and visited us for Megan's 30th, and yeah. So, and then your time when you guys came to Canada. I know I'm kind of skipping now, but I feel like I could go on and on and on about some of the things that I really enjoyed about our time over the years. But I think particularly what I really love is the fact that as a family, as the Cromie Long and Brunet family, I feel so blessed and fortunate to be able to have the involvement that we do. It's not often you get the opportunity to be in touch and actually want to be in touch the way that we do as a big family. And I love seeing you as a dad, of 3 kids, and seeing them growing up and the way you are for your kids individually. I can appreciate that as my kids getting older, and feel like you and Lisa have definitely passed on a lot of good things just to what it is to be parents and whatnot. So anyway, I'll kind of wrap it up there. We're really looking forward to getting together in Hawaii. I can't believe that we actually have this opportunity to do it. And I think when you step back from individual preferences or what we're going to do, really the lovely thing about this is that we're going to be all together, and that's going to be the best part. And I'm looking forward just having some time. 10 days is a long time. 11 days is a good amount of time, long time to be all together, and just to have some time with you and catch up, and not it be like rushed over a weekend or an event. So yeah. I'll leave it there. Love you lots, and enjoy your time. Turning 40, enjoy it with your family, and we love you heaps, Ben. And we'll chat with you later. Okay, bye.
Hi, Uncle Ben. I just want to say happy birthday, and it's me and you. It's me. I was little with you. Happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday, Uncle Ben.
Olive, can you say happy birthday? Happy birthday, Uncle Ben. Say I love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, Uncle Ben. Is it your birthday? That's you,
And who else?
Uncle Ben.
And did you want to say something for his birthday?
You first and then me.
How old do you think Uncle Ben is?
11. 40. 44.
Henry had it right.
Hey Ned, what do you think Uncle Ben wants for his birthday?
Made of water.
Hey Henry, what do you think Uncle Ben wants for his birthday?
A dinosaur big toy.
Olive, what do you think Uncle Ben wants for his birthday?
Banana?
Hey Ned, when you're 40, where in the world do you want to go?
Buffalo.
Henry, where do you want to go in the world when you turn 40?
Buffalo, and my brother wants to go. I want to go to Buffalo.